Hello and good morning. Now, Thursday is a day heavily featured in Christian law, and we're glad that we are now a part of your Thursday culture.
It promises to be a beautiful edition of the show, as we have quite a lot lined up for you.
It's a countdown to Christmas. Yes, indeed. December is around the corner, literally. And of course, the end of the year. Thank you so much for joining us all through the year so far. My name is Titilayo Oyinsi.
I am Mike Messikeno. We're streaming live at tvcentertainment.tv. On Facebook, it's at TVC Connect.
Send in those comments, people. Social media is yearning for them. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Our app is also available for download anywhere you are around the world on the iOS and Android Play Store. You can watch us once you have internet connection. By the way, happy Thanksgiving, Titi.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Yeah, you know, I always feel like it's no matter the place, it's not ingrained in our culture yet per se, but no matter the place, when it's a good thing, whenever it's something that has to do with gratitude, I think it should be celebrated all over. So for those of you
be celebrating with Tokwe as well, hopefully.
Yes,
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. There's so much to be thankful for. This is November and December is coming.
Yes, sir. Honestly, Thanksgiving, and then Black Friday is also.
It's just by the corner, man.
Just here.
Should be thankful for Black Friday.
Some people are just waiting, counting down.
I am. I won't even lie.
Good one. Of course, we'll hit things off today. What are we starting with? Ibikunle Ifesanmi Tolulokpe, popularly known as Haiti Crown, gives us our first musical performance on the show today.
And then Nollywood actor, film producer, director, humanitarian, and social worker Foluke Daramola Salako is going to be here with us. We're going to be talking about a project she's been working on, a very laudable one at that. You need to stay tuned for that one.
We also have singer, songwriter, guitarist, and performer Karen Hapuch, who will be here for our second musical performance on the show.
And lastly, we have author Temilolua Adeshino. Now, joining us for a chat on this amazing book they call Bantu, the Big Fat Bully. Now, you can see how colorful that book is. It's obviously a children's book, and it'd be great to talk about that one.
And then Ken Nwadiobu creates innovative conceptual drawings on various surfaces, and he joins us today for our art display.
You were probably thinking that was all. You were wrong. We also have T Classic, talented singer who established himself as a force to reckon with. Now he'll be performing later on and having a chat with us.
Ladies are ginger this morning. Any groove happening this weekend? You are ginger.
We're enjoying the song now.
You are getting set for
What?
Black Friday weekend.
Okay.
I can't lie.
So-
How I just wish they, that there was always enough money to buy like everything. Like goodness. Because in the international space, maybe not as much locally as internationally, people just wait. Their phones are standing
Literally for Friday.
to order things, and they're just clicking, buy.
But are the things really cheaper?
Abroad, yes.
Yes.
Abroad, yes.
In Nigeria, maybe not.
So the whole idea of Black Friday was to bring a company's books from the red into the black.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
simple.
Sure.
Yeah.
And obviously to clear their shelves for all the Christmas stock.
Yeah.
And they have to do that end of November.
True.
So for some it takes a week, for some it just takes a few days. But guess what? No matter what, those goods are off that shelf. They
Yeah.
want them gone.
Yeah, so for Nigeria, like a particular product might be like 10K normally. And then on Black Friday, you're going to write 15K, now cancel it. Now put 9.5. Now put
Wow, Mike.
37% off.
Wow,
Oh,
really?
no, but to be honest,
So yes, so that's why you. So when you compare prices, at least for here for Black Friday, there's not so much of a difference. I'm telling you,
I won't say
You'd be shocked. I wouldn't
surprised
say that.
because there's something I won't
Yeah,
lie. I'm
too.
waiting to buy tomorrow.
I know you're waiting.
And
Mommy,
I know I know originally it's 80,000, but last week because I wasn't around, I saw it was 57,000.
Wow.
So I am waiting patiently for tomorrow because I'm going to buy it. For
Okay,
the
please
one
do.
that I've been waiting for. See, there's one I've been waiting for a very long time.
It has still not come down.
A very long time. It was 21,500.
And now what is it?
Now it's 22,700. And they now cut and says Black Friday. I know what I will say now. You know what I'm saying? It's now 22,000. They now cut it. They now 38,000. I said,
Okay,
Benny,
so-
it was never this high.
So you never know. So you know they also say the laws of demand and supply. Once there's high
Yes,
demand for
before
something,
Yes, now.
they will just adjust the price.
yes.
In fact, I can even give you an idea of what I wanted to get. The heat in Lagos will give you an idea. So when they see that heat start increasing,
You know,
Black
if
Friday.
you want to buy the same, okay, no, not the
just-
same thing, but for the heat season.
Black Friday just know how to just
So I started buying children's stuff at like Black Friday because you know since I have twins, I have to buy two of
Two.
everything.
Oh.
So if I'm getting shoes, there is 4 feet.
4.
It's 4 feet. Let's just
Yeah,
put it that
literally.
way. Socks, things for school, everything. Or at least on Black Friday, at least the price will still just reduce.
You and I cannot relate.
You can plan. Oh, I can relate to. You can plan ahead.
Mike, you didn't tell me.
You know why you can relate? So those days when we're growing, when it's time for Christmas, you know how many uncles and aunties you know that you
Yes.
tax. But these days now, Benny, in fact, it's like when you have kids, they don't even go up so much on you. But when they're no kids, you don't have any responsibility now. Like our kids, the only responsibility. So they're like, no, you don't have any responsibility. So you can arrange things for us very well.
And on that note, we have to go over to the news update now.
Abraham is in standby.
Welcome to the news. We begin with an update on the Boko Haram attack in Yobe State. One person has been killed and 2 others are in hospital following the Boko Haram attack in Yobe State. The suspected members of the terror group launched an attack on Babangida town in state earlier. Locals say the fighters shot sporadically and detonated explosives, and many of the natives had to run into the business. An unknown number of persons have been abducted, but the Air Force responded with 2 fighter jets. This is the second attack launched in Babangida town in 1 month. The town is about 35 kilometers from Damaturu, the capital city of Yobe State. And police in Adamawa State have denied reports that 6 persons were abducted and 2 of its personnel killed in an ambush on a patrol vehicle in Mobi local government area of the state. Police spokesman Suleiman Ngoroje told TVC News in an interview that contrary to the rumor, the 2 policemen were killed while rescuing a kidnapped victim. He complained that 2 police officers were actually killed when the abductors fired on them during a rescue operation.
Kidnappers who were coming after him sighted a vehicle belonging to policemen who were coming. They now led a counter ambush. They opened fire on our policemen and they killed 1 policeman and the driver. That was exactly what happened. No any 6 persons were kidnapped. There was no report of kidnapping. As I'm telling you, the command has launched Operation Farauta, and they are now at the Mobi axis doing everything humanly possible to see how they can at least dislodge the criminals from their hideouts.
Now, 3 expatriates kidnapped at the mining site at Itagumodi in Osun State on Monday evening have been rescued. They were rescued today in Iperido in Atakumosa East local government area of the state. The State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Ige, confirmed this to TVC News, saying the expatriates have been reunited with their families. Now, 60 members of the proscribed Islamic movement of Nigeria, popularly known as Shiite group, arrested on the 22nd July during a protest in the Federal Capital Territory, have been arraigned before the FCT High Court in Abuja. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the charges on homicide, disturbances of public peace, and destruction of government properties. The protest, which took place within the Central Business District, left a Deputy Commissioner of Police, Usman Umar, and 1 Precious Owolabi Youth Corps member with Channels Television dead. The trial judge, Justice Suleiman Belgore, remanded the defendants in the custody of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. The court adjourned to the 10th of December for hearing a bail application and venue of trial. Governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawalle, has assented to the law prohibiting former government officials from receiving huge pensions. The governor says the allowances will be used to build the teeming unemployed youths in the state. Governor Matawalle added that the former governor, who recently wrote to the state government seeking 10 million naira as monthly pension, will now receive his monthly salary while he was a governor, and that would continue as his pension for life. He regretted that although the former governor, Abdulaziz Yari, had left behind pensions liabilities of about 10 billion naira apart from other liabilities, he still requested the state government to pay him 120 million naira annually. The new law applies to former governors, deputy governors, speakers, and their deputies. 47 men accused of practicing same-sex relationships have pleaded not guilty to the charge. Justice Rilwan Aikawa also granted them bail of 500,000 naira and one surety each. They were all arrested in a police raid at a hotel in Egbeda area of Lagos in the early hours of August 26th last year. The accused say they had only gone for a birthday party, that the police doesn't think so. The defendants, aged between 20 and 38, pleaded not guilty to one count of public show of same-sex amorous relationship in hidden places within the hotel. The lawyers say the police released the females initially arrested with the accused. Justice Aikawa granted bail of 500,000 and a surety each, who must be a public servant from grade level 10 or a Lagos resident with a proven reasonable means of income. If they don't meet the bailout conditions by Friday, they will be moved from police custody to the correctional center. The defense team headed by Israel Usman says his clients cannot meet the terms and will apply for a variation. The prosecution denies claims that the defendants had initially stood trial at the Lagos Magistrate Court for alleged courtesy and insists on pressing on with this charge against the advice of the Lagos Ministry of Justice. Hearing continues on December the 11th and 12th. The Department of Petroleum Resources has clamped down on illegal fuel and gas stations in the state over non-compliance with operational standards. The move is to curb fuel and gas-related disasters and reduce short-changing of customers patronizing the product. The illegal operations of these stations in Nasarawa State has had grave consequences on the socio-economic well-being of people of the state. Some of these illegal operators are unlicensed and adjust meters against the recommended rates, locate their stations in recommended areas, and have untrained manpower. The Department of Petroleum Resources in its previous operations in the state had frowned at these infractions and sealed several stations for non-compliance. To achieve absolute compliance, DPR, it has embarked on another operation to clamp down on illegal operators in the state's capital, Lafia. Locals in the state see the operation as a step in the right direction, which will bring sanity to the sector. The department had also issued a stern warning to all illegal operators in the state to adopt the required standards of operation or face the law. And that's it on the news update for this hour. Weather update is next.
We have the headlines in the dailies up next, and I'm starting with the Punch newspaper now. It says IPPIS, federal government says lecturers unrolling despite ASU's opposition. We employed individuals, not unions, government tells ASU. Telecom firms threaten to disconnect banks from USSD. That's an interesting one there. Abuja's rising population worries reps. Lawmakers demand more infrastructure. No border reopening till Benin. Others respect protocols, say federal government. Again, IMF warns Nigeria against rising debts. Investors reap 112 billion naira from bonds in 11 months. And on the anti-hate speech, social media bills, protests rock National Assembly. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Vanguard. this Thursday, November 28. Shut borders. Uproar in ECOWAS Parliament as ministers disagree over effects of closure on inflation. Benin failed to implement agreements with Nigeria, federal government says. And Ghana, the Gambia, plead for immediate reopening. A few other stories. Why we couldn't cancel results of Kogi Bayelsa governorship polls, INEC says. And bill proposing 40% annual budget for capital projects passes second reading in House of Representatives. And Nigerian businesses need disruptive techs to survive, Jim Ovia says. Up here we have a few stories. U.S. lawmakers to federal government crack down on journalists, activists affecting Nigeria's image. And protesters besiege National Assembly, demand end to social media bill. IBB, Afe Babalola, flay hate speech bill. And finally, IMF projects Nigeria's growth at 2.5% in 2020, below federal government's 2.9%. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
I have The Nation up next, and it says here, smart card reader has lost its usefulness, says INEC. Agency blames politicians, courts for electoral woes. The smart card reader has lost its efficacy and lost its vibrancy in relation to the electoral process because the political elite has found a way around it. Interesting quote there. Knocks for hate speech bill as activists march on Senate. Can Onaekon affair to lawmakers say kill the obnoxious bills. And finally, it says Belema Oil to build mother and child hospital in Buhari's community. And that's the photo story there. On page 9, there's more information about that. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Daily Sun this morning with the headline, commotion at ECOWAS Parliament over border closure. Hate speech. Nobody can muzzle Nigerians, says IBB. And says death penalty crude, out of tune with modernity. Bill slide to dictatorship. Afe Babalola responds. Up here, insecurity. South-South governors team up on community policing. And Odua, Igbo, Miyetti Allah, others unite on conflict prevention. That's the story on page 10. And we've not dropped corruption charges against Diazani, ex-bank chief, others. EFCC says, to arraign ex-Lagos Speaker Ikuforiji, December 11 for money laundering. Will resist Ruga anywhere in Igbo land, IPOB says. And alleged $1 million scam, prisons suspends 9. And that's the story that we have on the cover, or those are the stories that we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
The Nigerian Tribune has an interesting headline. And it says here, TSA reps probe 812 MDAs, secret accounts with banks. Grill Niger Delta Ministry officials over 62 million naira alleged Dubai trip. It also says here, Lagos OK's payment of 35,000 naira minimum wage from November 1st. 35,000. Interesting. It's on IPPIS. Unilorin enrolls as ASU insists it's not joining. 2 village heads, 3 others killed as gunmen attack Taraba, Yobe villages. Road gets 49.97 billion naira education. Education gets 36.70 billion naira as Makinde presents 208.8 billion naira 2020 budget. Obviously, it's targeted at the 36 billion naira IGR. I'll wrap it with this. It says, on the Kogi Guber, sad one here, how helicopter's bullet hit a 23-year-old, according to the church. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
Yeah. All right, we have this day, this Thursday. And PSC writes IG over violation of policy in CP's appointment. Again, IG ignores Commission's request on deployment of police chiefs. And with no complaints on lopsidedness in police appointments, says the FCC. And up here, Obasanjo backs border closure. Federal government restates terms for reopening. And talks among customs controllers of Niger, Niger, end in deadlock. Nati reports $21 billion oil earning for 2017. And an interesting story here, if the camera can just help us see that. Cambridge College to return bronze cockerel to Nigeria. And this bronze cockerel is hundreds of years old. And it was stolen some time back, about 200 years ago, but now it's been returned. Wow. Anyway, so on that note, we're going to be ending the newspaper headlines for this hour.
And we're going to be taking a quick break. We'll find out what's happening on the roads with the traffic situation in a little while. Stay with us.
Let's take a look at what we can do concerning Lagos traffic. I know it's getting, it'll get worse before it gets a bit better because a number of roads in Lagos, of course, are being blocked so that they can be walked. Remember, the state of emergency declared on the roads by the state governor. And I think it's reaping some dividends because some potholes that I was used to, there's some potholes that have national identification number. As you know that pothole, they have a right to that place, even much more than you, the driver on the road. But then I've seen that some places they've been, the road has been walked on and all of that. And let's hope that it keeps up. And it's the dry season we're getting into. Even though the rains don't want to, the rains are looking like they're still threatening a bit. But then let's hope that we can get all of that in time before the year runs out. Of course, you can be a part of this. You can send tweets to us at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. All right, so let's see what we can do here. Heading towards Ajah, so you're coming from the mainland. Let's see now. Okay, so it will take you a little above an hour, 30 minutes to head to the island via tolls. Now, if you're going to use alternate routes without tolls, you'll take about 1 hour, 45 minutes. That's from the mainland, talking about from, say, around Ojota. If you have to head up through via Third Mainland Bridge. It's a Thursday, and I would expect that there's not so much movement. But as it stands, Third Mainland Bridge is actually up from, let me see if I can pick up the exact point, but up from, say, getting close to Bariga waterfront, maybe a little just bit after you head off Owo. The traffic picks up there. It's quite much, it's quite much. But while I sort this out, guys, can you help me there with some tweets?
Yeah, just want to have a look at a few tweets here.
It's taking a bit of time to load, huh?
Yeah, but it's loaded. Okay, so about 15 minutes ago, Kara Inward Berger is slow. Traffic backlog towards Long Bridge. So that's this morning, and that's happening just about 15 minutes ago. And then Berger all the way down to Car Wash in Yanoworo is good to go. That's very nice.
Very free.
So right after, coming into Berger is busy, but once you get to Berger, all the way to Yanoworo is nice and free. It's Thursday, so that's good.
Yeah.
And said good to go, Yanoworo to Adekunle is also okay. And that was about 15 minutes ago. So the roads are not too bad. Then one or two others, sorry. 6 minutes ago, Ogulana Drive, in and out of Masha, currently good to go. That's very nice, unlike what we had Monday and Tuesday. And a heavy, tight bumper-to-bumper traffic. I spoke too fast. Currently descending Alakija Bridge inward Dantata along Badagry Expressway. Okay, so that's another
from Satellite Town.
Yeah, that's another side of Lagos. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have any other tweets. I have a few more, but you can take.
Okay.
You can take some if you.
As long as it loads in time.
Yeah.
So okay, Dantata, you mentioned that one already. Yeah. Ijora Causeway inward Igomu Bridge currently good to go, according to Traffic Butter and NG Car Parts. It says 4 point en route at Josia Adeogun. Currently good to go as well. Gradual movement currently from Barracks inward under bridge along Badagry Expressway. Yeah.
So a few tweets like that, yeah.
Expressway, I don't know. Do you guys have any updates on that route? I think I don't know if any of you has any update concerning the road there, because that expressway, some parts of that place, man, you can't even go. You can't even trek.
Bad, yeah. The federal government mobilized for the roads, and they started doing some movements of materials, but I don't know if the fixing has started in earnest. But I know that they were moving materials there.
So I know
about a month ago.
And then clearing out waste and refuse is also a big part of the project, because a lot of those abandoned roads became refuse dumps. And it's going to take a while.
That was it.
So it'll definitely get worse before it gets better, but hopefully soon.
You know, I saw construction work as though from heading towards Sele, you know, the Apapa Oshodi, Apapa Expressway and all that. Man, that road, what I saw there, what those guys are doing, I've not seen roads being done like that ever in Nigeria. You're talking about concrete slabs. Like, there's concrete, there are 2 layers. There's a bed of concrete, not concrete now, there's a bed of marsh, iron marsh. Yeah. You understand? And then you now have concrete roads on the bed of iron marsh. Like, man, when that road is done, the durability, like, I've never seen roads being done like that. Never. Yeah. Like, you see this bed, you know how your spring foam is iron marsh and then concrete roads on the iron marsh. Like, what? And then you now drop. That's something. If all roads were like that, like, durability is something else. I think maybe because of you're looking at the trailers that ply that route quite very well, and so that's why that route is being done. And someone's like, na federal government project, but this one is, but this is one project that is being carried out as it should be, because you know we have issues of projects like that, you know, people being mobilized and then you know subpar work is being done. But for this one, man, like kudos. Great work being done there. If all our roads can be done like that, man, we'll be driving quite cool in Lagos here. Don't try us. And then for those, it's not that bad. For those of you outside Lagos, that slits Lagos traffic, it's not that bad. That's all we can take, of course, on updates. You can also send updates across the whole day. Like, remember, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria TVC at TVC Connect. I'll go join the guys now, and let's see what we have to talk about.
Hey, guys. So, so there's always a bit of confusion on who won the last BB Nigeria, because
Why is there confusion?
Oh God!
Yeah, the wrong
because
person is
of the
always
fact
trending.
that when you say the wrong person,
yeah, not the wrong
just,
person,
it's
but
delicate.
I'm confused.
You would say, okay, so
the runner-up is always trending.
Runner-up.
One of the runner-ups.
Oh, really?
She was like a lot further
Okay, so
back.
Tasha is always trending.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's
Especially
what it's
when, especially when Messi starts to trend. I think Tasha's followers then.
How
Yeah.
about Tacha is trending and then Messi's followers start to...
Yeah. So I don't know. Usually something happens.
Yeah.
And then you know. So people are now complaining and saying, just allow these people live.
Yeah.
Because it looks like Mercy is now complaining and saying that.
Oh yeah, I did see a
she's
video.
tired. She wants to go back.
I did
to
see a
her
video
life.
of Mercy on her Instagram live saying she's tired of the of having this daily schedule, and she just wants to go back to her normal life of.
Does she want to give the money
You know,
back?
to be honest, I don't think she's tired. I don't think she's tired.
It's a bit overwhelming, and they're always going to get to that point because, okay, so I've been working with one of the housemates on a lot of projects, and the truth is, a lot of them do not actually understand what it takes to build brands, build personalities outside what they've known beforehand. So someone like Mercy now, who actually had quite a public life before.
Yeah, she did.
Probably never
did?
saw it coming, that it could even get heavier. Like I saw a video of her, was it at the airport? And she was like almost mobbed. And I'm like,
goodness.
yeah, and I was just like, wait, I don't understand. You know, she doesn't sing, she doesn't dance, you know, like,
No, really,
I was like,
what
she's
does
not
she-
an
what
artist,
does she
but
do?
she's a public figure now, so everything has changed.
I think everybody, when you look at Nigeria and the way some fans slate some others, I think everybody's looking for a hero. Or not everybody, majority of people are looking for a hero.
Yes.
Somebody to worship.
I totally agree.
And you see, that's why I always try to mention, I always try to point out to anybody, say, look, man, you see me on the road, look, I'm just me. The pressure, don't put, so I'm 2-3 people, by the way, big shout out to Nkiru. I met her somewhere and she was like, she walked past and then she looked, and then she walked past and then she looked again, wake up that jack. Yeah. She gave me something about Nkiru, thank you very much, big shout out to you. And then some other people, the what I'm trying to say is that, look, the pressure, right? You put yourself in such a way that that pressure gets to you. You always want to keep up appearances. Yeah. I was in front of my house yesterday, and what was I wearing? shorts and singlets just in front of my house or outside the gate, you understand? And then somebody walk past by, and I know somebody will be like, I will be chewing granite and biscuit on the street. I'm just a normal, look, I'm just a normal guy, because I have gotten to the point whereby something I've come to understand, and it has helped me through my life. Peer pressure is something that has never, because of some active actions I took, peer pressure is something that has never been a problem with me. Never.
So I want to go back to the hero thing you said, Mike, and looking for someone to worship. And I feel it's because the parents are not being good enough role models anymore. Before, I could hear of, you hear of a daughter looking up at her dad like, oh, my dad is a begin all and end all, But now, the young people look at like a Davido thing.
I think it's a bit different. Your parents are always your parents.
Are you sure about that?
Always have, your parents are always your parents. Sometimes you just even get to a point where you become rebellious. You don't want to be like your parents.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
That's the thing. Aren't you supposed to like look up to them like they're your heroes?
You don't look up to them in that way.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I love my
Everybody
parents.
has, you understand, like, I think, for instance, when I was 6 years old, I wanted to be James Bond.
Okay.
So there's something that you want to, you understand. Then when I was 9, I wanted to be Michael Jackson. So there's usually something that you see that you want to model your life after. So it doesn't have to be your parents. You tell your parents that, oh, I like Titi, so I want to be like Titi, whatever it is. So that's usually how it is, and that's how you find role models. And so your parents will then help you in that direction.
And I think that even parents, children at some point, as much as you respect and maybe idolize your parents, you still get to see their human nature and their frailties. And you get to see that they might not be your role models, but they can advise you for paths in life, but not that you actually want to model your life by the path your parents.
So now, who is using Tasha as hero now?
I don't know. I wanted to say something to what Mike said.
Just tried. She's taking up a tattoo of Obi on her chest.
Oh, that's good.
It's no longer
She took it off?
I don't know if she concealed it or something.
Okay, I think it's...
Yeah, but
I wanted to say something to what Mike said earlier about him being himself. So I saw an interview with Will Smith yesterday, actually incidentally last night on Trevor Noah's show, and he said that the last year has been his most wonderful year of his adult life, and the reason was that he turned 50. And that the point he turned 50 was the point that he decided that he wasn't going to care what anybody thought for the first time in his adult life. That's what you need to watch that interview.
Wow.
He was talking like a true life motivational speaker. Like,
wow.
Trevor Noah was speechless.
And that's hard for Trevor.
Do you understand?
To be speechless, I know that, right?
Friend, somebody, she's probably watching now, she mentioned, she's in her 20s, she mentioned how much she cares about what people say. For those that get it young, the moment you don't care, boy, you are made. Like, there's some words, so if I was not on air, I would use some words to mention. Gary V is my guy when it comes to this. Gary V, I don't know if you follow him on social media. Gary V gives you those kind of words. And of course, he's spoken about, he said something. They tell him that, look, do you talk to kids, you swear too much. He said, yes, I know. Is it wrong? Maybe. Would it affect people in the wrong way? Maybe. But it is me. I don't care. And if I'm going to pass my message across, if I'm going to use swear words, if you're not going to put it on TV, as it were, social media would allow me.
Exactly.
Be yourself. Don't.
Yeah.
So for the first time, he said, look, that he's doing everything he wants to do. All those things that he couldn't do on social media because, everybody's saying, oh, your kids or your this, your this.
His kids are all adults now, so hey.
Said now everybody can decide what they want to do.
Don't care about what people say. Nika, don't care about
care
Remember,
Don't care.
you need a role model, though.
Don't care.
Take me.
And please don't
I'm right here, too.
don't dis-
Okay, with me we have Ibikunle, who is also known as High T Crown. He is a gospel recording artist who started singing at the age of 10. He is a fantastic drummer and a dancer, and he is here to perform his song, My Praise. You've been singing for 10 years, no, as far back as you were 10. Now tell us about that.
Actually, it's been a long time anyway.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, it's been a long time because I could remember when my mom took me to the church.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, you first saw me go outside there, try to sing.
Sing.
I could remember when she was telling me, throughout your music, throughout
You know
your
what?
song.
You know what? You're going to give me this gist, but let's allow people to enjoy your performance.
All right.
Blow
all
us
right,
away then.
Okay.
As long as I live, I will sing to you. Receive.
Well, it's the second hour of the most exciting family breakfast television show and the most watched,
Of course.
Wake Up Nigeria.
And when we say we're a feel-good show, what else can be better? We have great music, really, really great food when the chefs arrive, and you know, there's so much else to do. I'm telling
We
you.
also forgot to mention that we have great personalities that join us on the show.
Yeah, of course.
And when they don't come, you know, we have great personalities on.
Yeah, we're right here for you. Don't worry.
This lady in the green dress, her name is Titi Lyle.
Oh, thank you. And this gentleman in the navy blue jacket is Yomi Owokwe.
They all know that. They know that.
Yeah. We're streaming live, people.
Yeah.
Join us online, tvcentertainment.tv, and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yeah. Of course, you can send in your comments across our social media platforms with the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Now, that mobile app, we talk about it over and over again. Why? Because it's so important for you to have it handy. Android, iOS stores have the app for you, and it can enable you watch us from anywhere in the world as long as you're online.
Yes, indeed. And someone's going to be taking charge in the kitchen this morning.
Of course.
She must be in traffic. I'm sure she is. But I think there's somebody in the kitchen. There's someone in the kitchen?
Yeah, of course. Tokwe is right there.
Yeah, Tokwe is.
Tokwe is right there, looking
just-
fly.
Here. I felt a little bit jealous when
Tokwe, I
Yomi-
thought I'll be seeing like eggs and some bread or something.
Don't
At
worry.
least make some
Don't
toast.
worry.
At least make
It's
toast.
coming.
Like, you know.
Even though you had breakfast without me, it's fine. Won't say anything. And then you acknowledge Titi as the meals beside you. I'm still not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that off screen.
Wait, Tokwe, you cannot enter a woman's house and be attacking her husband now. Can't be doing that. It's just leave him. Just cook the cookie in the
Okay,
kitchen that you
so
want to
to our
cook.
viewers, this is not a love triangle.
Not yet.
I'm just saying. We'll leave that to the Nollywood actors, film producers, and the director that's showing up later on today on the show. And she's also a social media worker, or a social worker, sorry. And her name is Foluke Daramala Salako. She's going to be joining us to talk about her project.
Yes, so. And then we have singer-songwriter, guitarist, and performer Karen Hapuk. Now, Karen will join us for our second musical performance.
And then we have author Temiloluwa Adeshina joining us for a chat on her book, Bantu, The Big Fat Bully.
Ken Nwadiogu creates innovative conceptual drawings on various surfaces, and he's going to be joining us for art display and a conversation today.
Wow,
Very
look at that
interesting.
talent.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
And T Classic is a talented singer who has established himself as a force to reckon with. He'll be performing and later having a chat with us. You can get up and dance.
Yeah, you can.
Every girl would love this song. I can see why people like Yomi and Mike can't relate.
Yeah, plenty of fine person.
Nobody's finer than I and Titi. You can argue with your
All right
phones.
now, anyway.
There plenty.
Even after now.
There plenty. Oh, you are not the
Please.
finest.
Haters go hate.
Mike, because you don't want to.
So the
give
guy
us
that tells you
accolades.
that, you're the finest, probably has not traveled out of his continent. Let's check his passport. Where has he seen? Those some ladies that they give you, I'll take a bullet for you. I'll take a... He's just the one to was. He's not going to happen.
The funny thing is, why are we in a position where you're taking bullets?
Exactly.
No, come on, I'll jump over the moon
So
for
the
you.
fact that you wouldn't, Mike, there are some guys that would.
Really?
take a bullet.
You know the funny thing
And you need some role models like that.
I think Mike will. Mike just likes to hide under this facade of I'm very strong
Yeah.
and not attacked.
Hard guy, hard guy.
Hard guy. When he now falls, he's the one that will just fall.
I'm not a hard guy.
He'll be
yo.
doing everything. He'll probably be washing underwear at the point. Like, seriously. Hard guy, hard guy.
I just imagine
Oh,
him
washing
going,
underwear is not any.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
okay.
not how you know a hard
headed
guy.
there.
Hard guy.
That's not how you know a hard guy.
Nowadays,
There are different ways you know hard. There are other ways. Other ways you
how?
know hard
Like
guy.
how?
Those discussions are not for breakfast television. By the way, it's Thanksgiving. What are you guys thankful for?
Oh yeah, American Thanksgiving.
No, for me, it's world, though.
World things, yeah.
Someone said something about America. Said there's a definition of success, and said success is impacting the world with an investment of a personality. That's what America is doing. They want the world to think the way they think, and they're trying to impact the world. So for me, it's just Thanksgiving.
Okay,
So what are we thankful for?
I'm thankful for, obviously, for life, for grace, for good health, family, and friends.
Thank you. Nice one.
I think this has been my best year ever.
Wow, I like that. Me too, close to it. This is like very close to my best year ever. Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I've hit all my goals. Well, I hit all my goals in October. So
Beautiful.
Wow.
everything.
Nice.
Everything I wanted to do.
See role model here
But you know
now.
what?
See role model. See role
We'll
model.
continue, but we'll still talk about Thanksgiving. We'll have to head to the news now. Ibrahim's in standby.
Sorry, guys, which should really take the bullet? Is it the male or the female? Mike and Mike.
Mike should take the bullet.
We'll talk about that. Who should take the bullet?
Yes,
We'll talk about that.
We'll share the bullet. Wow. There's love in sharing.
All right. We begin with an update on Boko Haram attack in Yobe State. One person has been killed and 2 others in hospital following the Boko Haram attack in Yobe State. Suspected members of the terror group launched an attack on Babangida town in the state earlier. Locals say the fighters shot sporadically and detonated explosives, and many of the natives had to run into the bushes. An unknown number of persons have been abducted, but the Air Force responded with 2 fighter jets. This is the second attack launched in Babangida town in 1 month. The town is about 35 kilometers from Damaturu, the state capital of the state. And police in Adamawa State have denied reports that 6 persons were abducted and 2 of its personnel killed in an ambush on a patrol vehicle in Mobi local government area of the state. Police spokesman Suleiman Ngoroje told TVC News in an interview that contrary to the rumor, the 2 policemen were killed while rescuing a kidnapped victim. He explained that 2 police officers were actually killed when the abductors fired on them during a rescue operation.
The kidnappers who were coming after him sighted a vehicle belonging to policemen who were coming. They now laid a counter ambush. They opened fire on our policemen and they killed 1 policeman and the driver. That was exactly what happened. No any 6 persons were kidnapped. There was no report of kidnapping. As I'm telling you, the command has launched Operation Farauta, and they are now at the Mobi axis doing everything humanly possible to see how they can at least dislodge the criminals from their hideouts.
And 3 expatriates kidnapped at a mining site at Itagumodi in Osun State on Monday evening have been rescued. They were rescued in Ikperedo in Atakumosa East local government area of the state. The State Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Ige, confirmed to TVC News, saying the expatriates have been reunited with their families. And Governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawalle, has assented to the law prohibiting former government officials from receiving huge pensions. The governor says the allowances will be used to build the teeming unemployed youths in the state. Governor Matawalle added that the former governor, who recently wrote to the state government seeking 10 million naira's monthly pension, will now receive his monthly salary while he was a governor, and that would continue as his pension for life. He regretted that although the former governor, Abdulaziz Yari, had left behind pensions liabilities of about 10 million naira apart from other liabilities, he still requested the state government to pay him 120 million naira annually. The new law applies to former governors, deputy governors, speakers, and their deputies. And 47 men accused of practicing same-sex relationships have pleaded not guilty to the charge. Justice Rilwan Aikawa also granted them bail of 500,000 naira and one surety each. They were all arrested in a police raid at a hotel in Egbeda area of Lagos in the early hours of August 26th last year. The accused say they had only gone for a birthday party, but the police doesn't think so. The defendants, aged between 20 and 38, pleaded not guilty to one count of public show of same-sex amorous relationship in hidden places within the hotel. The lawyers say the police released the females initially arrested with the accused. Justice Aikawa granted bail of 500,000 naira and a surety each, who must be a public servant from grade level 10 or a Lagos resident with a proven reasonable means of income. If they don't meet the bail conditions by Friday, they will be moved from police custody to the correctional center. The prosecution denies claims that the defendants had initially stood trial at Lagos Magistrate Court for alleged courtesy and insists on pressing on with this charge against the advice of the Lagos Ministry of Justice. Hearing continues on December the 11th and 12th. And as a news update for this hour, stay tuned.
So we're already getting stuff prepared here. You know how it is in the kitchen. A very, very active kitchen is not all overly laid, all right? But then Chef AY is in the house. How are you doing, AY?
I'm all right.
She came with the cap today. What happened? This is like the first time seeing you with the cap.
That's not true. I mean, you didn't notice I've come in
She's
so
professional
much.
today.
No,
AY,
I've been trying a bit.
AY wants to be professional today.
But I don't even, why am I with Mike this morning?
Okay,
like,
so we already have a wonderful spread here. You know how AY does it. She gives you like stuff and gives you variety of that same stuff. That's why I always look forward to having AY in the house. So what are we doing today?
We're just making spaghetti. I'm sure people know that. You know me and my pastas now. It gets very weird. But I realized I haven't done anything Thai in a while.
What's Thai?
Like Thai food. Oh. Last Thai food I did on the show was
Thailand,
the chow mein I did, yes.
Thailand.
Yes.
So it's like I'm not eating today.
No, you're gonna love it, I promise. You're gonna love it. What is different about today's meal is it's basic Nigerian ingredients that only two things would change the taste and make it oriental. Most people would know that soy and oyster sauce. You see what I mean? So,
that's soy, yeah?
Yes, but what I've done is I've mixed my emulsion. So in here is soy and oyster mixed together.
Okay.
The right consistency I would need for one pack of spaghetti.
You've already done it ahead. All right, so what else do we have here when it comes to ingredients for
very
this?
simple herbs, very simple, like minimalistic. You can use curry.
Is that not thyme?
No, you always say this. You always say this.
That's not thyme, man.
This oregano, you should be used to this by now. You use it a lot.
Oregano.
Mike.
I look at something to sniff.
But yeah, stop. You always say this.
If somebody's not careful, they'll call it.
Why are you like this? Can you just behave?
Oregano, herbs, right? What's that one there? What's that one there?
Cameroon pepper.
Oh,
that's the one you need to sniff.
They got black. Are you okay?
That's the one that will really show you a good time.
Okay, and of course,
and seasoning cubes. And
what do we have there?
Tomato paste.
Tomato puree.
Yes.
Puree. It's called puree.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the lingo for cuisine.
Noted. I'm sorry.
You got to pick up on that, you know. And then this is our pasta. Right?
Our pasta spaghetti.
Hey, and then what's this one? Yeah.
It's just
this is the most important
chicken
part
tenders and mince and ground beef.
What's chicken tender?
Essentially,
soft chicken.
Yes, but it's certain part of chicken, just the thighs.
The breast.
The thighs. Why does that sound so wrong coming from you?
No, because it's yeah, okay. What's this one? This red one here?
Ground beef.
Ground beef. Okay. You grind the beef and then you put it in the freezer.
Chop.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
So what's happening? What has already boiled?
Yes, right? And essentially what we need to do is you need to help me with salt. We just put a little bit of salt in the water, but enough to make sure that it gets into this, because I'm still going to rinse the spaghetti after, remember?
You put salt inside?
Yes, and then I rinse it off after, but we need to put enough salt that will make sure that when we rinse the spaghetti, when it's cooked...
Me, I should put the salt?
Yes, now I trust you. Now give them...
And you put the salt?
Be like Yemi now. I want to tell the viewers after the show that it was you that cooked the food, so please...
That when we put salt, we used to wait until our ancestors tell us to stop. We just be putting it inside.
Give them, I'll still rinse it. Show me, give me your best shot. Bring some, so let's do this together.
Where's the salt?
Right here.
The salt?
In that jar.
Which one? This one?
The jar over there.
The
cream color jar. I mean, this is your kitchen pretty much.
Cream?
There's only one jar in front of you and you're really not doing well at this. You cannot be my sous chef, please.
Where's the cream now?
Right in front of you.
Come on, pick it.
Right here.
Okay. This one?
This is cream colored. Cream colored. Oh, it looks like white, but it's cream.
I beg. If this one is cream, what's this one?
That's like yellow. Are you like colorblind?
This is white.
Oh God, my trouble.
White.
How about we put salt in this thing now, Alpha?
Yeah, put it.
Okay, so because we're using love water,
All of you that are
we need
joining,
at least
you're
that
not
much
eating
salt.
this food today. All of you. All right, we'll just take this break now. We'll be right back with AY in the kitchen.
Yes, we will be.
So every once in a while, you meet someone who can just totally inspire you and blow you away with their talent. And we have in the house this morning singer-songwriter, guitarist, and performer Karen Happuck. And she wrote her first song at the age of 9, believe it or not. And of course, as you listen to her strumming the guitar right now, you know that she is definitely a professional. And after she bagged the first class degree, ladies and gentlemen, from the Nnamdi Azikiwe University 2 years ago, she is also a fan of the theater and has been involved with some productions. She recently dropped a single titled Bena, and she's joining us this morning on the show. And everybody's just, sort of waiting for you to do something special, because we already heard like a snippet of your voice this morning. And thank you for joining us. We'll step over to the mic so that we can hear you very clearly. So, Karen Happuck, what kind of name is that? When I saw it, I thought, okay, she's not Nigerian.
No, I'm Nigerian.
Okay, so what does Karen Happuck mean?
So it's a Hebrew name. It's actually in the Bible. It means outward beauty that comes from inward character.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Is that you? Does that describe you?
Yeah, I believe so.
Outward beauty comes from you. Yeah, I can see that. I can see it. So that's like a grace. Now you're talking about like a grace that is reflected. So you're going to sing a song for us today called Bena.
Yes.
Now tell us about that song.
Okay, so Bena, the chorus of Bena is written in my native language. It's a folk song. It was coined from a folk song. And what I did with Bena was to personify this character. Bena is a person who represents every other person who is searching for something and going about it in all the wrong ways. So, yeah, the chorus is in Igbo, but the rest of the song is in English.
Yeah,
so,
okay. So very nice. I mean, you have different influences over the years, and you recently started listening to a lot of Whitney Houston. But you go way back, Nina Simone and a bunch of other people.
True.
So, but you've got a first-class degree. So what are you going to do with that?
Well, I've just always been about the music.
Yeah.
Still, I like to give my best in everything I do. So school for me was another opportunity to give my best. So I don't know where that wind would blow. Because right now I'm on this journey, the music. So yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So how do people respond to your voice? Because I mean, we're listening just now, and we just really were beginning to be transported. Even though it was just a few seconds, it was already getting really inspirational and very nice. So how do people respond to you when they hear you sing for the first time?
Well, different ways, to be honest. Some people get really surprised. It's like they don't expect it to come out from me, because sometimes I could have a really strong voice. Some other people just, really admire and stuff and encourage me and all of that. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm curious to know what things look like in the studio when you record. Like, so do you play? Do you wait for the producer to do something for you? Or how does that work?
Okay, so most of the time I play, and then they walk around what I've played.
Okay, that's interesting, because
Other
usually most
times-
people will just wait for the producer to come up with something.
No, it's always me giving the producer what I have. Yeah, because I mean I'm blessed to be an instrumentalist. So it's a bit
All
easy.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've talked enough this morning. I present to you Karen Happuck with Bena.
His love is like a movie. Bena says his love can drive me senseless. Oh, she says she don't know where to go. Now only men she knows. She's doing what they say. Just drop the money and she will stay. Oh, pursuit Bena Soroya. Chinga Bogara Bena Hanem Soroya. Bena's looking everywhere for love except within. She don't paint her face so tame. You know your number and everything in shorts. See, Bena follows, hoping to get some love or some Soroya, Apa chinga bukara bena hanem Soroya. Oh, Bena, 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 Bena. Thank you.
That's what happens when you get first class, you know. The performance is always on point. Well, someone who has a first class when it comes to the meals here is AY. No, seriously, man. You need to taste whatever she has to prepare, and you know that it's not beans. We're not just... it's
not formatting.
If it was beans, we would have cooked it. Okay, so how far? Our water is now boiling.
Yes.
What do you Thai pasta or Thai spaghetti?
We're doing essentially, we're just making spaghetti, but we're making it oriental and taking it making it more oriental by using Thai seasonings.
Let's give it a very touching name. So oriental Thai spaghetti.
Well, don't forget the spiciness.
All right, let's go.
It's going to be fiery.
Okay, let's go.
Okay,
let's
normally
go.
I wouldn't break this.
Okay, why do you want to break it now?
Because it just appears more.
Okay.
Normally I wouldn't. Normally I would just place it in like this.
Okay.
And spread it around the pot, and then it melts itself. And
it melts
and it goes
itself,
in.
right? Yeah.
So yeah, so we can still leave it straight. I mean, it is what it is.
Okay. Well, let's do variety. Let's break some.
I don't even know why I feel like you're not exactly doing anything for me.
Let's break some. Let's break some.
I thought you should be the one that will cook. You're not even helping. You're not even saying, well, let me handle the spaghetti.
Calm down. You know I'm always with you. I got you. I got your back. I got you.
Okay.
You know how it is. Okay, so our pasta is already in.
Yes.
And you already put some salt inside
yes,
here.
Quite
already
a lot of salt.
Why?
Because I want it to, number one, there's a lot of water in here, but I want it to enter the spaghetti because I'm still going to rinse the spaghetti after.
True.
So if I don't put enough salt, I would end up washing out the salt.
Oh,
salt.
that's very true. And so that's why you have a lot of spaghetti that's really bland.
Exactly. Because once they rinse it out, they forget that,
okay,
the
so
salt hasn't really gone in.
Quite a lot, all right? Okay, but normally
do you want to know why we rinse it out?
Oh, starch. You want to get out the starch?
As well as the stickiness?
Okay, the stickiness, right?
Yeah, so that you won't get clumpy.
Okay, so if you're boiling rice, do you put the salt before you put in the rice at the first time, like you did, like you're doing for spaghetti now?
Or you wait until the second time?
Okay, doesn't really make
I don't think it makes a difference. You can put it while it's cooking, or you can put it at the beginning.
At the beginning, okay. Because normally if I parboil, I'll put it like close to the after the parboiling, when I'm getting to the second stage, that's when I normally put salt.
Oh, so you're one of those ones that you cook your rice and you rinse it off first?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
I do. Okay. I have to take out the starch when you. I love single grains, so I love them like standing single.
So you think you have to, that's the only way you can achieve that?
No, actually, there are different ways. There, you are the experts now. So me, I just do home. I'm home expert.
You're talking as you know you know what you're doing in the kitchen.
Sure, I know what I'm doing, man.
Okay.
When you know that you don't know what you are doing, then you now finally know that you know what you are doing.
Wow, I don't know what that means, but okay. Yes, let's just stay with Mike here.
Okay, so while this is going on, what else can we do? Okay, so we have oil in here. We're frying this.
Yes.
I changed my mind. I'm breaking my fast.
Why are you fasting?
That's why it's called breakfast.
Wow, that was like the driest joke ever. I'm sorry.
That's why it's called breakfast. That's why it's called breakfast.
Not me.
Right?
I'm sorry.
That's why it's called breakfast. You gotta break your fast.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
where'd you get that
it
from?
is. Just now. Okay, so this is
I want to get this a bit crispy, like I said.
What do we call it? This is tender chicken.
Yeah, chicken tender.
Tender chicken. Okay, so
I want that to be actually really, really fried and crispy. Because what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take that oil and I'm going to saute. Well, not saute. I'm going to cook this in there, add all my seasoning, and then toss the spaghetti on.
We're onto something here. So you said something about this sauce. Let's talk about this sauce.
Okay.
It's already been prepared to a particular consistency that
I
you
want, yes.
Right? It's a mix of what? What do we have in here?
Soy sauce. You know soy sauce that everybody uses, like seasoning sauce, soy.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. I think we say soya sauce in Nigeria, but soy sauce.
Okay.
That's soy sauce and oyster sauce.
Okay.
What I've done is I've mixed them up together.
Okay.
Because for some reason I wanted to experiment to see what it would taste like if I do that.
So you want to use us to experiment? That's what you want to use us to
I've
do?
messed you up.
That's what you want to use us to do,
I'm
to experiment?
experimenting here. Like, it gives you the opportunity to be free and teach, the viewers something
I
different.
love experimentation still. I remember high secondary school when you were doing titration and all of that, and you had to titrate and all of that, mixing up stuff and all of that. That's what this feels like. But when it's AY involved, it definitely is going to come off fine because you experiment within the confines of safe or within the confines of what you know. Not just,
you can accept,
not just experimenting and you just put here and put here and put this one aside.
Exactly, yes.
Nah, there's always that regulation within the confines of a particular regulation,
Hey,
right?
it's English. People be afraid. I'm learning, sorry.
All right, so we're still walking our hands off here in the kitchen, getting our hands dirty to make sure that something nice comes out. We'll just take this short break now. When we get back, Titi has a very interesting book to talk about. You don't want to miss this one.
Welcome back. It's time for our book chat segment on the show. One of my favorite segments, I have to say. And today's book in focus is Bantu, the Big Fat Bully. Written by Temilolua Adeshina, and of course illustrated by Francis Adeshina, her husband. Now, Temilola is a radio presenter, author, serial social entrepreneur, and a seasoned British curriculum teacher. She's authored the book For This Week and, of course, many others. Now, this book is regarded as Africa's #1 anti-bullying book series. So this is part 1 of the series, and there are 2 other books after that. Now, the character creation, character naming, book cover and design and illustration, the kudos goes to her husband, who is sitting right beside her here, Mr. Francis. And I think it's an amazing piece. But we have to hear from you. Where did the idea come from, and how did you get this all started?
Wow. Okay, so thank you for having us, first of all. Thank you so much for the privilege. Okay, the idea came from, we're told to write books for a publishing firm, write storybooks, and we normally write for them. So at that time, I put pen to paper, and then we wrote like 2 storybooks. And the funny thing is, the publishing firm didn't take it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. And I don't know, but I would say it's one of the greatest successes of my life that
it was rejected.
It was rejected. And so that was the first time we made up our mind that we're going to do something on our own. That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
And I don't know, Bantu has been a wonderful phenomenon, and it's been a wonderful success.
Yeah.
Okay, so bullying as a topic, as you know, the theme, the topic, there's so many other things you could have written about.
Seriously.
So many other things you could have written about.
True.
Why did you select that?
Well, I went to boarding house.
Okay.
I just say, you have to be precise. I was bullied. I had seniors who bullied me.
No way. Okay.
They'll take my water, I won't have my bath and all those things. So I don't know, but when I was told to write, the first thing that came to my mind was I needed to write something that would be a piece to help all the children that have been bullied. And I found out that writing this book has been a very big blessing. I have had children cry and weep, forgiving the bully who bullied them in school. In fact, the first time we read it on radio, there were calls, we couldn't pick everything. I'm being bullied in school. I've told my mom, I've told my teachers, they can't do anything. I've had stories of children come up with stories of how they've been bullied. One girl particularly that touched me, she wept for over 5 minutes.
Wow.
And I had to tell her to forgive him, forgive the bully. And I've had instances of children come up to me and say, I can't forgive this so-and-so person, that this person did this to me, I can't forgive. And so we've had healing experiences from the book. It's been amazing.
I think
successes.
Yeah, sorry. I think another part that's very, very important to also note is the ability to separate bullying from the bully.
Yeah.
You can hate the act of bullying, but love the bully.
Itself. They need help.
Yeah. So I think this book also like help us separate those lines.
Now, at the back here, it says, he's coming. The children dropped their school bags and ran. Shoes came off the owner's feet and bags and swings and slides were abandoned. Games were put to an end. Some ran all the way home and hid under their beds, shivering. Dogs on the road forgot to bark and ran away with their tails between their legs. Soon, the street and parks were emptied of school children. The source of all this trouble soon got to the playground, stamping his feet noisily, looking scruffy and dirty. It was B.E. Bantu, the big fat bully. So now the character B.E. Bantu himself, is it mirrored by any child you've met? Because even the hairstyle, the face, the eyebrows, you are the one that did the character design.
Yeah.
So where did you get that character design?
Really, it's not as if there's somebody that I patterned the character after. You know, sometimes when you come up with illustrations, it starts from conceptualization. And for me, it comes naturally.
Okay.
So I just see.
The name?
Bantu.
Bantu.
Yeah.
Why that name?
If the name Bantu, I think is also, it's strange. It came also.
Okay.
Then we later now pieced everything together. Okay. If you in Yoruba language, there's something called Owu Bantu. It means he's fat, he's big, he's huge.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
But when you look at the brand essence of the name, it cuts across African culture. So you find Bantu in Sierra Leone, you find Bantu in South Africa, you find Bantu, like I said, in Nigeria, Yoruba, in Kenya.
Wow.
So it makes it big. It makes it, you understand, larger than life when it comes to Africa.
Your illustrations are beautiful, by the way. Really, really nice. I feel like having my own caricature right now.
Yeah,
if
and
you
you'll
do it, right?
promise
I
I'll do
need
it.
one. I need one.
I'll do it.
But I wanted to ask, what is the biggest impact you felt from this book? You know, is there anyone who's, you know, talked about it or given you an experience or something like that?
Okay, so one of the times that the biggest impact I can recollect very well is the book was showcased in Paris, was showcased in London as one of the African content best books. And at that point in time, it was the wife of the Vice President, Her Excellency Mrs. Yemi Osinbajo, that was on the exhibition then.
Okay.
And then after the exhibition, all I knew was we got a call from Aso Rock, and at that day, that day was one of my lowest days. I felt that nothing was going to come out and all that. And I got a call from Aso Rock, and the lady said, I'm the PA to Vice President Mrs. Yemi Osinbajo. In fact, I first thought it was scam.
It's scam. Okay.
She started naming some handles for me. Check this, check this. That this person recommended you. They showcased your book and all that. And we got a call to Aso Rock, NG Culture Kids. And then we got a call to Aso Rock on the project of the bookshelf project of the Vice President, Mrs. Yemi Osinbajo. So at Readland, that was how we got involved in the project. And at that time, they were picking just like 10 centers in Lagos, and we're the first center that was picked at Readland to help influence other children to love reading. So it's one of the key and the greatest impacts.
So this is a 3-year journey. First of all, for this first book. Now it's a series. The Bantu series also has Bantu and the Bush Baby.
Yes.
And then Bantu and the Witch Doctor, right? And that's a series. But there are also other ones you have. Very interesting titles. Risi Recycle.
Yeah.
Now, Risi Recycle, I was a little, you know, I'm interested in the names, the titles that you keep coming up with. Have you ever disagreed on what to put on the cover of a book? Did you ever disagree about this?
No, I never did. So let me answer that fast. Because he's good with names. He's a brand consultant and a strategist. So I know when it's time for me to bow to authority.
Oh, wow.
Because you know who owns the turf, who has that gift.
Okay.
So I don't disagree.
So your gift is in the writing?
My gift is the writing, right for children.
And his gift is in naming and illustrations.
Naming and illustrations.
Amazing stuff. Now, thank you so much for coming to talk to us about these amazing books. Now, I have to say, thank you as well, because you did something for me, I think a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
They gave a copy to my girls, and they actually printed their picture on it. And I was like, oh my God. But that's something I like to call going the extra mile. To be memorable, and I have a feeling this journey you're on is not over yet. There's still more great things to come. That's our book chat segment for today. Now, the Adeshinas are worthy of emulation, really. I think I need to go back into my writing. But we're going to be handing it over to Tokwe, and Tokwe is standing by.
Yes, Titi, I am standing by. I'm definitely going to read those books because they really do look interesting. But now I have with me T Classic. We will be having a brief chat with him after this, but we need to hear what he's going to sing for us. Enjoy. Blow us away.
It's Chris Photo. Suddenly, baby, I don't know what to say. So what did I do to you? Why you hurt me this way? Yeah. I climbed the highest mountain for your sake. Ojoro, kasu ojoro. Say money you open your doors, me I put money for a polo. Share me your love, na the coco, make we start again. No, that game. No, that game. Sorry for the things you did. We could work it out better. But right now, I can't go by me. Yeah, I'm in love. Nobody feet, I'm in love. So baby, say you walk, I'm in love. Me don't know about you, I'm in love. Oh. If we fight, don't me say make you go follow another man. Yeah, I don't check my phone. Oh, please say now you go for it. Oh, baby, don't do like that.
So, if you had a genie and a magic lamp, what exactly would you wish for, like right now? Right now. What would you wish for?
Well, I don't have a genie. My genie is the Holy Ghost. Everybody knows that.
I knew you were going to go there.
But it's the last 45 minutes of the show, and we have it all planned for you. And it's been really, really amazing, really awesome.
Yeah,
the past 2 hours.
I'm still thinking about that genie, though. If I had a magic lamp, what exactly would I wish for? I don't know. But there are quite a lot of things that I'll be wishing for and quite a lot of things still to come. My name is Titilayo Oyinsan.
And I'm Yomi Owokwe. Well, you can watch us live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Use our hashtag. Please use it well. Use hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC when you want to make a comment. And use the TVC app to watch us and so many other great TVC shows after this. Download from iOS or Android Play Store.
Yeah. Anyway, so lots of stuff going on the show. We had 2 performances, amazing performances. Yeah, really talented guys. And yeah, we're going to have some more, of course, more music shortly after our discussions and other things that we're going to be having. So T Classic.
Yeah, the kitchen is a buzz, you know, but you're not in the kitchen today, yo.
No money, not trouble. Oh, baby, no fumble. I love you, she knows you. No money, they open.
T Classic.
Yeah, and of course, we still have Fuluke Daramola in the building as well.
Yeah.
And she's going to be talking about an amazing project she's been working on.
Very nice.
So we're talking about Thanksgiving. Yeah, so
yeah.
You said it was the best year yet.
Oh yeah, it's been, so meeting my targets by October was really good because now it's sort of already set the tone for 2020.
For 2020,
so, which is really good. So,
Mike, what are you thankful for?
No, for me, I would say it is one of my best years yet. Also, I think I did. I personally, I had some New Year resolutions. Yeah, you see, so there's the whole everybody goes about New Year resolutions. But this time around, I kept to it for quite a very long while, and yes, I hit some targets. Even some things I didn't even plan. There's actually something that I was planning for 2020. I didn't, as the year went on, but I was able to achieve it by this year.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't for next year.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So yes, it's been one of my best years yet.
Yeah.
So 2019 has been one of my best years. So I'm thankful for life, thankful for God's blessings and all of that. Thankful for everything.
Thankful for a lot of great things myself. In the end, I lost 6 kilos.
Oh, when you say you lost, that was
6 kilograms, 6 kg.
6 kg, very big.
When I lost 2 kg the last time, you guys laughed at me.
Oh yeah,
you guys laughed at me.
Who's you guys?
Because you lost 2 kg in like 3 months, so we were wondering.
Yeah, so you were wondering what was going on.
I'm going to bust Titi's bubble.
Yeah.
Titi has been on a very consistent weight loss program, but yesterday, Titi cheated.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She didn't just cheat. She cheated.
With a chunk of cake.
That they have every Wednesday.
So you know what happened?
And I targeted that cake. And that cake was like the size of my head. And I put my face in it.
She literally.
Titi is in the group of some people. I know them. One of them is one of our producers, Betty. They always, if you see them, they say, today is cheat day.
No.
You not calm down.
I've never used that.
No, wait, no.
Betty has
I wasn't
6 cheat
cheating.
days.
In a week. On top of today is cheat day.
No.
Madam, it's every day cheat day.
This particular cake was
cheat
just
day.
so, oh my goodness.
So good,
and it had salted caramel inside.
Wow.
And it just, the icing was, it was calling my name.
Do you know what some people do? They now do the cheating. Now come and eat the leaves and say, it's still fit farm. And then what the boy you are taking? So this vegetables you are taking, you cancel all the eba and the broccoli and all the things you have eaten.
Which
no.
I don't even know what eba is. What is eba?
Oh,
What is that? What is
wow.
that? I don't know.
It's Gary.
It's Gary. I like that. Okay, let's head to the news now. Ibrahim knows what eba is, I believe.
Yeah, eba is the Yoruba name for bread. Yeah. You get that, Titi? We begin an update on the Boko Haram attack in Yobe State. 1 person has been killed and 2 others are in hospital following the Boko Haram attack in Yobe State. Suspected members of the terror group launched an attack on Babangida town in the state earlier. Locals say the fighters shot sporadically and detonated explosives, and many of the natives had to run into the bushes. An unknown number of persons have been abducted, while the Air Force responded with 2 fighter jets. This is the second attack launched on Babangida town in 1 month. The town is about 35 kilometers from Damaturu, the capital city of Yobe State. Police in Adamawa State have denied reports that 6 persons were abducted and 2 of its personnel killed in an ambush on a patrol vehicle in Mobi local government area of the state. Police spokesperson Suleiman Ngoroje told TVC News in an interview that contrary to the rumor, the 2 policemen were killed while rescuing a kidnapped victim. He explained that 2 police officers were actually killed when the abductors fired on them during a rescue operation.
The kidnappers who were coming after him sighted a vehicle belonging to policemen who were coming. They now laid a counter ambush. They opened fire on our policemen and they killed one policeman and the driver. That was exactly what happened. No any 6 persons were kidnapped. There was no report of kidnapping. As I'm telling you, the command has launched Operation Farauta, and they are now at the Mubi axis doing everything humanly possible to see how they can at least dislodge the criminals from their hideouts.
3 expatriates kidnapped at a mining site at Itagumodi in Osun State on Monday evening have been rescued. They were rescued today in Iperido in Atakumosa East local government area of the state. The State Commissioner of Police Abiodun Ige confirmed this to TVC News, said the expatriates have been reunited with their families. The Governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawale, has assented to the law prohibiting former governor officials from receiving huge pensions. The governor says the allowances will be used to build the 2 million employed youths in the state. Governor Matawale added that the former governor, who recently wrote to the state government seeking 10 million naira as monthly pension, will now receive his monthly salary while he was a governor, and that would continue as his personal pension for life. He also regretted that although the former governor, Abdulaziz Yari, had left behind pensions liabilities of about 10 billion naira, apart from other liabilities, he still requested the state government to pay him 120 million naira annually. The new law applies to former governors, deputy governors, speakers, and their deputies. 60 members of the proscribed Islamic Movement of Nigeria, popularly known as Shiite Group, arrested on the 22nd July during a protest in the Federal Capital Territory, have been arraigned before an FCT High Court in Abuja. The defendants pleaded not guilty to the charges on homicide, disturbances of public peace, and destruction of government properties. The protest, which took place within the Central Business District, left a Deputy Commissioner of Police Usman Umar and one Precious Olabi, a youth corps member with Channels Television, dead. The trial judge, Justice Suleiman Belgore, remanded the defendant to the custody of the Special Anti-Robbery Court. The court adjourned to the 10th December for hearing on bail application and venue of the trial. And as the news today on Wake Up Nigeria, stay tuned for weather.
So I wanted to show my onion cutting skills, but AY was just like, hey Mike, just chill. I know you're on the high.
Take that. I've already cut what I want. Show them.
When will I finish this something?
You just
let me know if I die somewhere here for you. We should trade up and cha.
Oh God.
No trials, man. Okay, but she already has the onion stashing. It's enough for her. So we're already done. We've sieved our pasta.
Yes.
Right? And then our meat has been fried. I just need to confirm that this meat is fried to the optimal density.
He's lying.
Of
He's lying.
what you need the meat for and all of that.
He's lying.
I just need to ensure that everything is going on fine here. All right. So what next? What next are we doing now?
So what we're doing now is I want to start the sauce and hopefully show the viewers a little process of how I'm going to toss in my spaghetti. It's pretty straightforward. At this point, it only takes about 5 minutes to cook because our pasta's done in it.
Once again, let's give you a reminder of what we're doing. We're doing mixed meat oriental spaghetti, Thai flavor. You know what I mean? We have soy, we have oyster, onions, chicken, oregano, spaghetti, ground beef, seasoning cube, and of course, Cameroon, aka black pepper.
Yeah.
It's going down, it's going down. And of course, we have onions to save AY's life. AY didn't come with onions, but onions came at the right time.
Onions found AY.
Like, what?
Onions found me because I was depressed. But I can't cook. It's really bad. I really love onions.
AY was looking for onions, and then there was just a song that just came from Don't you worry, child.
What's up with you and these dry jokes this morning?
Had a plan for it. You don't focus on this.
After you said you break your fast, so let that one go.
But
now
it's
come with this one
no,
again.
That was not a joke.
Okay, so we're going to show them the process here.
Sure.
Okay, so we're trying to soften the onions, not necessarily brown.
Okay.
Because
I like them crunchy. Why is it not brown?
No. That's not what we're going for. You know, we're Nigerians. We like to overkill everything. No, we're not going for that.
Okay.
Want to just English is not my first language. caramel, oh God, can you say the word?
Use Yoruba, use Yoruba.
Caramelize. You know what we're talking about.
Use Yoruba.
Okay, after caramelized onions. Oh, and it came out well as soon as I said that.
Or pigeon if it's nice.
But yeah, as this is going, what we're going to do next is we're going to toss in our paste.
Okay.
Now, this paste that I'm using here, to be honest, is just for color. Because I really want the spaghetti to be spicy. It's just for color. I feel like I don't want to use curry and anything to be color. I just figured I'd use paste. But I want it to be spicy. So I'm hoping that the tomato paste will not take the idea of my spice away. So I need to go really heavy with the pepper.
Okay, so we're going to break soon now. Let's let them know what we're doing while they'll be on break.
Okay.
So after
so once this is like a minute or two, I'm going to throw every single thing in. It doesn't matter what order, because everything else is going in. Once that's in, toss in my spaghetti, put my meat together, shake it all up, and it's cooked.
That's it. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? We'll take this break now. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. Now, there's still more on Wake Up Nigeria. We have an interesting guest with us right now, and he is into visual and applied arts. Yes, we're very artsy on Thursdays. And, well, when we heard about the award he won over the past weekend, the Future Award for Visual and Applied Arts, we said we had to have him here. His name is Ken Nwadiogu. Did I get that right?
You got that right.
I got it. Yes.
Everybody usually asks after they pronounce my surname, did I get that right? Yeah, but yeah.
Well, he also displayed some of his artwork at the recently completed ArtX exhibition, ArtX Lagos, and that is a big deal.
Yeah. It's basically West African, it's an African fair. It's pretty big.
So you're looking very humble and everything, but you just finished a solo exhibition in the UK as well.
Yeah.
So all this is happening quite fast, you know? And you're an artist. So from experience, artists need space to be creative.
True.
And then there's all this publicity and energy and social media also happening at the same time. How are you balancing that out?
Okay, so a regular visual artist would rather just be somewhere hidden, right, while he's working, and then eventually brings out the work and then eventually sells, or he makes a statement, right? But you know, coming from a place where visual art is not even known, talk less of accepted or appreciated, right? I felt I needed to devise that energy, that extra energy to want to be able to come into the media and say that there are visual artists in Nigeria and, you know, we need to pay attention to that. I need to even pay attention to art itself because, like, jokingly, you know, you hardly have, you know, appreciation or some sense of, you know, acceptance of visual art in Nigeria, right? We have people say, oh, wow, this is an amazing drawing, right? But accepting it as an art piece, accepting it as one of our own, right? We've not found that out yet. And I feel, you know, that awareness needs to be made. People have not made that awareness. It has happened out in the Western world.
Of course.
Yeah, so I decided to make that kind of awareness. So I try to balance everything in such a way. I also finished civil engineering. I studied civil engineering from UNILAG. So all that balance comes in, you know, trying to have this sense of everything at the same time. Yeah.
So I know that applied arts are also expensive.
Yeah.
The acrylics, the oils, the canvases,
the materials,
everything, even the brushes that you use are expensive. So it's an investment. And, you know, there's that whole, I don't know if it's really a myth, you know, that most artists don't really have that much money because they're always spending it on buying materials to create. So how have you been able to, you know, work on that?
I actually ship my materials, most of my materials. Yeah, I ship it from London or US. Wow. Yes.
Even more expensive.
Yeah, shipping now. Now actually, it even was more expensive. But the thing is, it's a myth, right? That artists are broke or artists cannot, you know, fend for themselves. I fend for myself, and I'm just 25, right? So art is it's a lot more lucrative than people see it to be, right? People have not seen it in the larger sense. People see it as just portrait making.
Okay.
But portrait making is different from actually creating real art that can speak and that can, you know, make a statement. And it's these statements we make that people want to listen to. And it's these statements we make that eventually brings out that sort of lucrativeness in art. And the idea that art materials are expensive, yes, they are. A brush can cost over 10,000 naira.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one brush.
One brush,
right?
yeah.
So yes, art is expensive, right? Creating art is also expensive and time-taking and mentally tasking. But at the end, if you play the cards right, and if you know what you're doing, and if you're true with your craft, yeah, it will eventually turn into something very, very, you know.
So where did you find
financially
your
strong.
craft? Where did you find it? So it must have been something that started very young.
Yeah.
Because you're still quite young and you've come this far. So how did it start?
I think I was 17 when I found art. I was trying to draw a lady. I like that.
You like the lady?
Yeah.
The lady was fine. Oh my goodness.
On Facebook, so I checked her interest.
Oh wow.
And then one of her interests was art. There are so many interests. Yeah, there are so many interests. She liked guitar, so I learned how to play the guitar.
Because of this same woman?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to be a nerd. I used to be a nerd in school.
Used to?
Yeah. I used to be a nerd in school, so I used to do sciences and all. I know ladies don't like sciences, guys. I don't like us. So it was an opportunity for me to, get to, attract someone for the first time. So I started to make as much art as I could to make it perfect for her. And eventually when I did that, I went to her, she loved it.
Wow.
But then she didn't date me.
She didn't date you?
So I took it back.
Oh, but at least she helped you find art.
And then from there, people knew I was drawing, and then they would tell me, "Oh, have you seen this artist?" And I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
And then they'll show me, and I'm like,
"Wow,
people do this." And then I entered into that world.
I think you're amazing. I think this is just the beginning. I wish you had brought the Future Award with you.
I wish I did.
But young people are doing great things, and I think you should become like a role model to some young people out there because you're doing great stuff.
Thank you so much.
I wish we had more time. We'll talk about this later.
Definitely.
But Tokpe is on standby with T Classic, who's been in the building.
Yes, we have T Classic in the building. Tolulokpe Ajayi, famously known as T Classic, is a talented singer who has established himself as a force to reckon with in the Nigerian music industry. Now, he has continued to churn out several hit singles since his introduction to the industry, and he's currently signed to Mix Naija Entertainment record label.
You're
coming for yourself, right?
As in, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm fine, as you can see. Nobody find past me, understand?
Nobody find past me, please. It's not you.
You, me.
Wow, proud much. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
So you just recently dropped Think About It. We haven't gotten over Nobody Find Past You.
Yeah.
Allow us take it in now.
But Nobody Find Past You was January. I dropped in January. So you guys,
let's move on
to another song.
Okay, so tell us about Think About It.
Yeah, Think About It. I dropped Think About It last week.
Oh, yeah.
And, it has been doing fine. Produced by Chris Beats and directed by Naya.
Yeah.
It's doing well.
Now, I want to talk about you. But, before we came on air, I was asking you about the girls. I mean, now, I think if after Nobody Find Past You, somebody like me now, I'll just be like, yeah, Nobody Find Past Me, so T Classic, who is this girl that nobody is finer than?
Oh, are you talking about the song or me?
The girl that inspired the song.
Oh, it's not a girl, actually. It was a guy. Don't let me explain. Let me explain myself. Okay, the song was about my guy, his girlfriend was, his girlfriend cheated on him and, he was following Sugar Daddies, doing all sorts of things. The first record of Nobody Find Past You, it was very abusive. I was abusing the guy, I was so pained. Oh. So I was now looking at it as the market side, nobody will like the song.
Yes.
Because if you listen to the song, it was not Nobody Find, it was something else. I was like, no, I can't put this out. People will not help me to vibe to this. So I just okay, at the end, I first abused her first. Understand? I was not like, at the end of the day, you know I love you. Nobody fine. You know, I'm a smart guy. You know?
Oh, wow. Okay, okay. So now let's talk about your journey and your career. I mean, you made your very huge, I mean, you've made your debut, but Nobody Fine Past You was like what gave you like your big launch. Man. So now, how would you call friendships in the music industry before people knew you and now that people know you?
Okay, I would say this, I don't blame nobody for anything, you know. People just wanted somebody that is, you know, rich and famous, and me too, of course. I want somebody that is rich. I don't go see a person with the poor or guy. You understand? Everybody wants to elevate.
Yeah.
So I don't blame anybody for that. Just all my old friends, the new ones, you know, just keep vibing with everybody.
Now, how do your old friends, how do they cope with your schedules?
I don't have friends like that. Maybe like one or two, you understand? I'm not a friend type. You know?
Okay.
Just like to keep my things
But
low-key.
in the industry now, how would you describe your colleagues who you've looked up to, and now that you've met them, I'm sure everybody's don't have the same personalities that you assumed before you came into the industry. So how would you describe them before you met them and now that you are in the industry?
All right, first it's Mayor Okun. Like, I used to hear a lot of things about Mayor Okun, like, whoa, he's a proud guy. He does not do this, you know, like he's a very proud guy. So when I wanted to do a song with him, that was Fall in Love, and I just had to call Banco, and Banco connected us together and, you know, hooked us up together. And from there, when I released the song, when I dropped the song with him, he has been supporting me, and he's very funny. He's a very funny guy, a vibe machine.
Oh, okay.
So I would say story changes, Sha. Like, it's not what I think then. Like, everything just changes here.
Okay, now before I let you go, I would like to quickly touch on the subject of how it is to get funds. Now, we know they say to promote your songs takes a lot of money, and sometimes it makes artists do some stuff that they would not like to talk about. So how is it promoting your songs for you?
It was crazy, man. It was really, 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 really hard. Because I could remember there was a time, like last 2 years, we were paying shows, like people that are doing that show, we are paying them to perform.
But I'm sure this year now, things have been
never that, man, you understand? So then it was...
I'm going to have to cut you short, but we will continue this later.
No problem.
But we have T Classic, and I'm sure it was an amazing time talking to him. On this note, we're wrapping up this talk, and we will be joining them in the kitchen, but right after this quick break.
Welcome back. Now, this is the second time on the show, and I'm so happy she's here because what she's doing is so laudable. Nollywood actor.
Amazing.
She is Nollywood actor, film producer, director. Foluke Daramola Salako is the founder and president of Para Africa, and she's here to talk about her humanitarian ventures, the trust fund, and social intervention pension scheme, which is an initiative to help colleagues who are veteran actors.
Yeah, from age 65 and above. And I think it's remarkable that she's doing something like this. It's not something that you would see normally, especially if you're very successful in the profession. You just want to keep going as far as possible.
It's great to have you. Welcome.
Good to have you join us.
When I read about what you're doing, my heart, like, it melted my heart. Like, I feel like it's laudable. But for those who are not very sure, what is Para all about? And what is this venture about this pension scheme which you are undertaking?
Para Africa is called Passion Against Rape and Abuse in Africa. Now, people get the impression that, okay, what are you doing with the pension scheme, with your foundation, you know, but the psychological abuse, emotional abuse, and all the works, you understand? When you fall into depression and you feel that the whole world is against you, it can cause suicide. It can cause you to fall into major depression, and stroke can come. So for us in Para, we felt a need for us to have this scheme. What is this scheme? It's called Nolly Veteran Pension Scheme. Now, a lot of my older colleagues, that people believe that some of them are even dead. People believe that maybe they don't want to act anymore. They've just been abandoned. You You understand? What happened to the likes of Sadiq Daba, Obiageli Malubi, and a host of others? It's quite unfortunate that the video cannot come on. When you watch the video, you'll be moved to tears. Because when we went to do the recording on them, it was emotional for me. You know, and I have a lot of my colleagues, older colleagues from 65 that will come here and say, my daughter, send this small amount to me. And I'm asking myself, why should it get to this point, you understand? Because at the end of the day, as little as 5,000 can make a whole world of difference. You understand? So at the end of the day, I thought to myself that I don't have all the monies to give to these people, but I can help bring them out to the public. Not in the gloomy way. Let's celebrate them. Let us give them another lease of life. Let us show them, let us celebrate them while they are alive. Do not celebrate them when they are dead.
This is amazing because some of the actors that you have mentioned, a lot of people because they're no longer in the limelight, people just assume that they're dead, or like you said, they're no longer interested in acting, or they're doing something else. But you know, it's a pension scheme. So tell us how the pension scheme would work, because now that it's an initiative, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are watching now and they're saying to themselves, okay, I should be able to participate.
I want to be part of this. Okay, so actually I'm on discussion with them, Stanbic IBTC, and then what I'm doing with them is that on that day, they're going to be on the standby. On that day, Para is going to be giving out some monies to the ones that are sick, the ones that are struggling to survive, and are elderly. What I mean by elderly is like from 85. 85. 85.
Okay, the much older ones.
Baba Bako is 90 years old. And so we're going to be giving some part of funds to them, which Para has been able to work around with some individuals. And then we're giving the sick ones and the ones that are finding it hard to survive some monies as well. It's not the ones that we're giving the elderly is different from the we're giving to the sick people. And the people that are doing well, we're celebrating them. We're giving everybody awards, and we're doing Hapa baskets to show the Christmas season.
When is this one happen?
It's tomorrow. It's 29th.
That's tomorrow. Okay. What are details? Is it open for people to come?
The scheme, apart from that day, because a lot of times we don't understand that it has to be beyond that day. Apart from that day, we intend to be giving them stipends. And then we want to have 2 TV series that would infuse all the people that are still interested in acting.
I was going to ask about that.
Yes, Ekwaagba and Old People's Home. So at the end of the day, whatever form you are coming, because we have some of our veterans that have one leg, that their leg have been broken. Some of them are blind. It doesn't mean that they cannot live again. So let us showcase them the way they are in form of a movie.
You already have names for the series, and I'm sure you already have stories and all of that.
I've been working on it for a while, and it's my passion. I haven't been able to do any other job apart from this. You understand? I've spent so much on it. It gives me joy. You understand? But what I want to achieve from this is that I want to bring them out to the public. Let people see them and help them. Let the government take this as something that they have to be able to, the elderly that have invested their time, their emotions, their youth in Nigeria, to be able to, a lot of us, what we are enjoying now were built by these people. Let us try as much as possible as individuals, as corporate bodies, as the government, to do something like the pension scheme. I'm just doing it in my own little way, you understand? As little as 20,000 per month for these people. That's what I'm starting with the foundation. But I want for the government to see this as something that needs to be addressed on time.
That's amazing.
But I'm dumbfounded here, putting all of this together. Is this something that people can be a part of?
Yes,
how do people
average individuals
who just want to be a part of it, how can they be a part of it?
We have Para has an account that will be, you can put money into. You understand, which my number can be reached when we
they can reach you through social media and all
social
that.
media. Follow Amola Salako. That's my
on
Instagram.
Social media,
that's
social media.
Facebook.
All right, good.
You understand?
Wonderful.
Para has a site as well, but it's better to reach me directly. But
so
the event is one that we're trying to raise funds through the materials and career list. I know it's about a day, you understand? And like I said, it's not even about the clothes. It's about you being able to come. You might have a passion to say, okay, I want to reach this individual. I want to do this for this individual. come tomorrow.
Where's the
and
location?
It's Anchor Event Center. The program is starting by 2 p.m. Anchor Event Center, Agidingbi Road, beside LTV.
Okay, so not too far from the studio here. It's just in Ikeja here.
And it's open for everybody. You don't need a prior invitation.
You need an invitation. You need an invitation.
What if someone wants
That's why I said you should call me.
Okay.
If it depends, because it was through material via Ankara and the lace for the premium, and then for people that can say, okay, average, this is what I want to afford.
Right.
But basically, I'm not even restricting it to the materials. You never can tell. So people are just so busy and say, I don't have time for material, but I want to do this for this. I want to do this for this. So at the end of the day, if you reach me, let's talk. At the end of we're still in the process. It's not about the event. It's beyond the event.
It's beyond the event.
Because after the event, the scheme starts for them. The stipends.
Because that's actually what I'm very interested in. This scheme, because, you know, you've mentioned a few names here, but I'm sure that there are many others who maybe they're in the east, maybe some of them are in the north, and they then begin to hear about this. And I feel like once the scheme starts,
it starts. A lot of people.
You mentioned the government, other institutions getting involved, so that it then becomes something that is institutionalized. And then, so if I'm a Nollywood actor, I know that when I hit a certain age, there's something that can be given back to me for my efforts.
Exactly.
You know?
So basically, it's an annual thing. And it's going to be an annual thing, you understand? The ones that we're not able to reach this year, we'll definitely reach them next year. And then this year is like, it has so much stress because this is the first time we're doing something like this.
Okay.
Now, basically, what we're looking at is the ones that we're giving stipends to are the ones that we know that cannot work anymore.
Okay.
So what we are advocating for is the active ones should try as much as possible to have such pension schemes. As little as 30,000 naira, 20,000 naira, 50,000 naira, you can get as much as 5 million. So that is annually. I'm talking about 30, 50,000 annually. And that will go make a whole world of difference in your life. You understand? So we take a lot of things. I buy Ashwabi as expensive as 100,000, 120,000, and a lot of my celebrity people, we don't understand that we need to prepare for our backstage. You understand?
When it does happen, thank you so much.
We need to prepare for the backstage. It's beyond us saying we're stars and all that. A lot of people do not take cognizance of the needful
later on.
You understand? And the needful will definitely come. So it's for you to plan ahead. So the reason why we're doing this in Paris is for you to understand that, listen, you can't always be the star, and you have to take a bow when the ovation is loudest. Now, when you are taking the bow, what have you prepared for the backstage? You understand? So it's for you to understand that these older people are going through this maybe because of the time of ignorance. A lot of things, it's not like now that people are not as aware, but the fact of the matter is we have to take cognizance of the fact that you have to prepare for your parents.
Wonderful.
Look at that.
We'll have to end on that note.
This is amazing. I think on that note, we have to give you a reward, a small reward.
Just something. Just something.
Let's, you're used to it.
You know how it is now.
So you know how we do it. We're going to be going to the kitchen now.
Yes, so I've been waiting for this.
You have it. Okay.
Ayola is the name of the chef, and she's...
In fact, I told myself, no, but I don't want to be like Titi. You're very smart about that. So I don't want to be your family today.
Please have a seat here.
Thank you.
So I prepared this with AY today.
Wow.
We had quite a lot to put this together. So this is Thai. Continue.
No time. Oh yeah, this is just a remix to spaghetti, to be honest. Same spaghetti that you normally cook. The only difference is I've used Oriental spices, which is essentially soy sauce and oyster sauce to make the taste a bit more foreign, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But it's very simple, spicy, nothing overpowers the taste of this food. Clean. I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. Looks as beautiful as everyone in the studio.
Everyone.
Very. That's a political statement.
She knows she's involved in politics also.
What do you think? It's classic. What do you think?
Yeah, I like spicy and very
little bit. Do you feel like anything overpowering?
No,
not at all. Okay.
Well done, Chef.
Chef AY has done it again.
All right, we have to start rounding up the show. A big thank you to all our guests for joining us, especially T Classic and the one and only Foluke Daramola.
Yes, so We had such a great show today. You should check it out on YouTube if you missed it.
Yeah.
But of course, your view is beginning at 9 a.m. So,
See you tomorrow.
bye.